This program is part of the Cosmic Potato Podcast Network. For more shows like this, visit our website at cosmicpotato.com.
All right, you primitive screwheads, listen up.
I am Iron Man. That's a big point.
Pizza Dude's got 30 seconds.
You are a toy!
It's Leviosa, not Leviosa.
Why so serious?
The city's flying. We're fighting an army of robots. And I have a bow and arrow. None of this makes sense.
And welcome to World War G episode 233. I'm Troy.
I'm AJ.
And I'm Colton.
Yes, you are. Yes, we can.
Okay. So, we have another question from Joel.
JQ.
Yep.
Joel's question.
So, let me pause this really quick, and I'm going to plug the question in, and then we'll continue. 1 second.
Hey guys, it's Joel, reporting from the field out here in the middle of nowhere. Came up with a question. You guys were talking about Marvel and Spider-Man, Sony split and all that stuff, and it kind of got me thinking that I never really understood the depth of the MCU as far as, so start off with like Iron Man, and just grew and grew and grew, all these different movies, Avengers, and so forth. And I hear Kevin Feige a lot. Like, is he the one behind it, or was he the one that they hired to start it, or did this start with Jon Favreau and I'm, directing Iron Man, this is my vision, or twofold, I guess, possibly three. We'll see. Let's start with twofold. The question is, how did this start? Who did it come from? Like the MCU, like that? Who thought, oh, we're going to make all these movies and tie them all together into an Avengers movie and have all these spin-offs? Has there ever been anything in cinematic history that compares to like this big of a movement like MCU? All the movies, all the money, characters, spin-offs. And if it hasn't been this big, is there something similar, like in cinematic history that you could compare it to, whether horror films like Saw or anything like that? So, all right, thanks so much. I think only two folds in the question, not three. Okay, bye.
Okay, so there you go. So he's wondering about
Feige,
the MCU.
Yeah.
What started it all?
Yeah.
What's comparable?
So, as a good internet user, I went straight to Wikipedia. And I'm going to read a few paragraphs. This might be a little long, but there's a little bit to cover here. So, by 2005, Marvel Entertainment began planning to independently produce its own films and distribute them through Paramount Pictures. Previously, Marvel had co-produced several superhero films with Columbia Pictures, New Line Cinema, and others, including a 7-year development deal with 20th Century Fox. Marvel made relatively little profit from its licensing deals with other studios and wanted to get more money out of its films while maintaining artistic control of the projects and distribution. Avi Arad, head of Marvel's film division, was pleased with Sam Raimi's Spider-Man films at Sony, but was less pleased about others. As a result, they decided to form Marvel Studios, Hollywood's first major independent movie studio since DreamWorks.
That's pretty legit. You create a studio, and it actually is that big. You know, like it's a force, like right off the bat.
Arad's second in command, Kevin Feige, realized that unlike Spider-Man and the X-Men, whose film rights were licensed to Sony and Fox respectively, Marvel still owned the rights to the core members of the Avengers. Feige, a self-professed quote-unquote fanboy, envisioned creating a shared universe just as creators Stan Lee and Jack Kirby had done with their comic books in the early 1960s. To raise capital, the studio secured funding from a 7-year, $525 million revolving credit facility with Merrill Lynch. Marvel's plan was to release individual films for their main characters and then merge them in a crossover film. Arad, who doubted the strategy yet insisted that it was his reputation that helped secure initial financing, resigned the following year.
See, sounds a little bit kind of like similar to like Facebook or some of these other startups that like blow up overnight.
So, then in 2007, at 33 years old, Feige was named studio chief. In order to preserve its artistic integrity, Marvel Studios formed a creative committee of six people familiar with its comic book lore.
I think I would like to be studio chief of the podcast.
You got it.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be the creator of the podcast?
No.
Which would be me?
No. This is just, I just want to be studio chief. It doesn't entail, it doesn't have any more responsibilities or anything.
I see.
Yeah, it's just a title.
All right.
You
can be studio chief. That's
you can be master chief. I don't care.
Okay. Okay.
See that? Halo? Yeah. Man.
Yeah. Feige, Marvel Studios co-president, Louis D'Esposito, Marvel Comics president of publishing, Dan Buckley, Marvel's chief creative officer, Joe Quesada, with writer Brian Michael Bendis, and Marvel Entertainment president, Alan Fine. There, I will be, how about this? I'll be then the podcast entertainment president.
I like it.
Okay.
I'll be chief of snacks.
All right.
Bring the apple slices.
Feige initially referred to the shared narrative continuity of these films as the Marvel Cinema Universe, but later used the term Marvel Cinematic Universe, since the franchise expanded to other media. This phase has been used by some to refer to the feature films only. Marvel designed the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Earth 199999 within the continuity of the company's comic multiverse, a collection of fictional alternate universes.
Still giving them the option to create other universes if they want, or go off on different tangents.
Or throw the Marvel Cinematic Universe characters into the comic books if they wanted to.
Yeah.
So, there you go. That's pretty much the history of the MCU. And then Feige hired Jon Favreau to direct the first Iron Man film. And then Favreau hired Robert Downey Jr. And they were off.
And it's all history from there.
The rest is history.
That is pretty crazy how they initially got, they basically did a expensive film GoFundMe.
Pretty much.
Right? To get the initial money.
Yeah. To Merrill Lynch.
Yeah.
That was their crowdfunding source.
Yeah.
Merrill Lynch, yeah.
We have a Merrill Lynch office in Ogden.
Yes, we do.
Ogden.
There you go.
Yes, we do.
So if we ever want to start a cinematic universe,
boom.
Where to go?
We'll go talk to them.
On a much lower scale.
Yeah. Well, we'll create the first podcast cinematic universe. How about that?
Yes, I like this. On Earth 10324.
We'll record podcasts and then release them into theaters.
And have crossovers?
Yes.
Oh, I like this.
Could you think of a more boring way
I
to
know.
spend your day than to go to a theater? Literally go to a theater with dozens of other people and then just listen.
Listen to
You're not even watching anything, you're just listening.
Everybody would be on their phones, doing other things.
We can have a waveform going on the screen so people can actually have something to...
Or one of those old school screensavers where it just kind of bounces around the screen.
Yeah.
To get it to get perfectly into the corner.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I waited for that to happen. I was like, oh, so close. Nope, never happened. So the other part of that question was, has there ever been anything like the MCU?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Well, Colton, you had mentioned that pretty much the first one was Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. They were the front runners of doing sequels to their movies.
Yeah.
Before that, I don't know if there ever was. There was never this movie 2.
Yeah.
And they started with number 4.
Yeah, and as far as global reach and this big phenomenon that movies that everybody had to see.
Yeah.
Star Wars, that was the first one for sure.
with two movies, I guess, they simultaneously created sequels and prequels.
Yeah.
Like, because you technically create prequels when you start a movie on the 4th.
See, George Lucas, he knew what he was doing.
He's a smart guy.
Except for not so smart for selling it, you know. I mean, still, okay, $4 billion. Yeah, I'd take that and be happy.
You could never spend $4 billion in your lifetime.
Hold my beer. I would try. I would totally try.
Actually, most of that he gave to charity, from what I've read.
Douche.
I know,
Ugh.
idiot.
Who does that?
Wow. Third world country. Yeah.
You take your money, you put it in the bank, and you don't do anything for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
Like, really, they say that all the 1%ers, if they, like, just distributed their wealth, everyone would be fine and happy. But, so, I read this thing. It was on Reddit, so, you know, take it with a grain of salt.
Sure.
But they said if they took all of the 1% and distributed their wealth to the United States, like to everyone in the United States, we would each get $49.
Really?
So,
Oh, jeez.
taking money from
Yay.
the 1%ers is not going to do anything, guys.
$49.
That's almost the cost of a new video game.
Mm-hmm. Almost.
Sign me up.
I would say there was another one would be Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Kind of a global phenomenon.
Mm-hmm.
Which did, like, create, like, the Fantastic Beasts as well as, like, you know, like a park for, like, Universal.
But other than those, I really can't think of anything else. Like a project that had multiple films that was kind of a must-see type of thing.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, there are tons of, like, sequels.
Yes.
Like Fast and Furious, for one. But really only 1 and 2 are worth seeing.
Yeah, and that's something where if you miss one, you're not going to not know what's going on, or, or care. Yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about. I mean, it has a great plot, really in depth, you know.
Actually, so I did hear a theory that the Fast and Furious universe is in a place where the laws of physics are different.
The FFU?
The FFU, yes.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
Because how could The Rock hold a helicopter with his body unless he's like Captain America?
Yeah.
Because that's essentially what he did.
And there was one movie, I don't remember which one it was, they all run together, where he was in prison and he pulled a concrete table out of the wall, just pulled it out of the wall and started to bench press it.
That was in the trailer of this newest one, wasn't
Hobbs
it?
and Shaw?
Was that Hobbs and Shaw?
I don't know. I haven't seen it. I refuse
I just saw I haven't seen it yet either.
They all run together.
I think that they have it in their contract that they can't lose a fight, though.
They do.
We did. We talked about this,
We
yeah.
did. That's where I heard it.
Yeah.
You're like, I think I heard somewhere.
Somewhere.
I mean, take it with a grain of salt. I'm not sure whether it's a reliable source or not, you know, but like, I think I heard something.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, speaking about global phenomenons, or, you know, YouTuber PewDiePie is the first person to hit 100 million subscribers.
It's funny how we both did that at the same time.
He was in a race with T-Series, an Indian recording label or record label. And like it was kind of going back and forth, but he hit it first.
Yeah.
I brought this article up not so much because I care about PewDiePie at all. I think I maybe watched 2 of his videos.
I haven't watched any.
And you still have both your eyes?
Right?
Wow.
I know. But more so YouTube in general. Troy, you had a couple of thoughts on this?
Yes, as someone who is delved into the YouTube.
YouTubes.
And I have many videos on YouTube. You are not going to make money or get wealthy on YouTube.
Yeah.
Unless you were there at the beginning and you keep going.
Right.
You know, like Rhett and Link.
Yeah.
Or you have something that nobody has really seen before.
You have a certain niche.
Yeah, even if you do, you have to be so consistent and do it so much. It has to be your full-time job.
Yeah.
If you even think about making any money on
Which
it.
it's crazy to think that people are actually making jobs and careers out of YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, it's becoming like it has been something legit for some time now.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like with this, that'll only even make it more impactful, or other people will like up their game.
Yeah. I mean, you have to. At this point, you can't just upload like daily vlogs and think that you're going to make money, because you're not going to. You have to be basically a production. You have to have,
production quality.
Yeah,
too.
production quality.
Yeah.
You have to have these big, expensive cameras. You got to have lighting out of this. You got to have that. Because that's the bar that's now been set as far as YouTube goes.
I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing similar to like what we've seen with Netflix and some of these other things, when YouTube like really starts making like TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they have a little bit, but like where it picks up and takes off. And that's actually, I mean, because they've already got YouTube, what is it, YouTube Red?
Yeah.
That you can have, that you can like watch what was that one? Cobra Kai was like their first one that they've done, but I wouldn't be surprised if they started doing movies as well.
Yeah, and the other problem is YouTube changes their terms and conditions so much and so often, and they change, they do like demonetization on videos on certain things, that you have to be so careful of the content that you put out there. Again, if you want to make any sort of money.
Yeah.
Like my Celebrity 10s channel that I did. When I first started it, their terms were set in a way that I actually did start to make a little money.
Right.
Then they changed it, and I got completely demonetized. I was no longer making money because I didn't have enough followers. I didn't have enough views. And so I was like, well,
they keep changing the parameters so that only these bigger ones can survive.
So the real money now is in streaming, and then editing those videos and then posting them on YouTube. So streaming is active income. Like, you literally have to be doing something to make money.
Yeah.
YouTube is passive income, but it's a lot harder to because you have to put more work into your videos.
Right.
So if you're a popular streamer, you can make ridiculous amounts of money.
Oh yeah.
For example, you guys know World of Warcraft came out this week, and they had.
I think I heard that somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyways, some of the major streamers. This one, his name is Asmongold. So Twitch's conditions are you make between 1 penny and $1 per streamer per hour that's watching you, depending on how many you are. And I'm assuming the more viewers you have, the higher the amount.
There's different tiers.
Streamer.
Yeah, for sure.
So he streamed for 19 hours at one time, from launch to whenever he decided he needed to go to sleep. And he had 105,000 viewers that entire time.
Yeah.
At 1 penny per viewer per hour, that's $19,950.
Wow.
That's at 1 penny, and I bet
So
it was
it's like
more than
it's like $1,000 per per hour.
Yeah.
Right.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Wow.
So just get really good at video games and stream.
That's what you have to do.
Well, you don't have to be really good at it. Like a lot of the ones I like are like they fail, they have mistakes, but they're charismatic, and you actually kind of want to watch them, and it's fun.
It's definitely personality based.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And I was going to say, that's another thing. If you want to be popular on YouTube and really take off, you have to have some sort of personality.
Right.
You have to be, if not, you have to either be informative, say like a Mental Floss or Vsauce or something like that.
Yeah.
Or you have to be comedy. on the other side, like Good Mythical Morning and stuff like that. You can't just kind of be in between.
No.
Yeah, else people they're not going to care.
You could be that guy who he reviews scotch. Have you seen anything about him? Well, he reviews different scotches.
Yeah.
Liquor.
Yeah.
And there was one video.
I just barely met her.
There's one video that he did. Wow.
Hardly know her.
Hardly know.
There's one video that he did reviewing a bottle of scotch that he had for 20 years that he got on his wedding day. He was reviewing it as his wife was moving out because they were getting a divorce.
Oh, jeez.
And that video blew up. Like, it has so many views, and I'm sure he's made tons of money from it. But you just got to find those niche markets.
You
people
do.
that want to see people being really sad and drinking scotch while they're moving out.
You just get, like, plastered. Like,
if I would have known that, I could have made some money. I was really sad at one point. Okay.
Before it takes too much of a turn. Hurry, Colton. hurry, change the subject.
So, this was an interesting story that I found, and it caught my eye. Eva Longoria to direct true story about Flamin' Hot Cheetos creator.
Did I tell you guys the story of the Flamin' Hot Cheetos and how they got invented?
I don't think so.
Did you?
No.
Is that part of this article? Or is it just...
Yeah, he was a janitor. Yeah. So, Richard Montanez was the son of a Mexican immigrant who landed a job as a janitor at Frito-Lay, where he came up with the idea for Flamin' Hot Cheetos. His idea, per the report, quote, inspired by the flavors of his community, revitalized the company and disrupted the food industry, creating a pop culture phenomenon that continues today.
So how it happened?
Yeah.
He wasn't like, hey guys, I have this idea. So he was a janitor, and I mean, you worked in a product line for Pepsi Cola.
Yeah, once or twice.
So I'm sure it's a little different there with beverages and stuff, but they have defective things. Like, so he would take the ones that hadn't been seasoned with the Cheeto dust yet, and he would take them home, and he would sprinkle chili powder on them, and that's how he would eat them. And then someone saw him eating them, and then he let them try it, and they're like, wow, this is delicious. And so the CEO of the company, in a big meeting where this guy was there, he's like, so how much market share do you think this would have if we made it as a product? And he didn't have any idea what the CEO was talking about, but he's like, this much. And he spread his arms wide.
This many.
Like that. And he's like, all right, guys, we need to get this much. And so, yeah. And then they promoted him, I'm pretty sure.
I think they did. He has to be like a executive at this point or something, right? Well, good for him. That's awesome.
It reminds me a lot of like the Goodwill Hunting. Something similar to that. But I'm glad to hear that this company, they didn't really just take the idea and, bury him or just, you know what I mean? Pay him off and say, hey, we'll pay you for this idea. We'll give you this much money. And they spread out their arms. And he took it and that was the end of it. Like, I'm glad to hear that they actually ran with it. And it's also crazy because we were talking about this before we even started recording the podcast, how there's so many different unicorn pop culture random foods that pop up that don't seem to have any type of shelf life or last that long, right?
Right.
Where this product, dude, I can't remember Cheetos without having Flamin' Hot Cheetos in the mix.
That's true. They've been around, yeah.
It's been a minute.
It has been a while. That's true. And like they said, that kicked off other things. So all of a sudden they had competitors that were doing spicy versions of their of their product.
And they've since done a couple other ones that are spicy with lime in the mix kind of a deal. And I don't know.
Yeah, I'm looking up here. I'm trying to see kind of his net worth because I was just curious.
What was the gentleman's name?
Richard Montanez.
Okay.
So in the present day, he is the executive vice president of multicultural sales and community activation for PepsiCo's North American divisions.
Dang. Wow. From janitor to,
So
CEO.
PepsiCo is not associated with Frito-Lay at all, is it?
They own them.
Oh, they do?
I
Okay.
believe. Yeah. If I'm not mistaken.
He went up 2 companies.
Yeah.
Boom.
Like, not only Frito-Lay, but up to PepsiCo. That's really cool. Good on him. Adding some spice to his life.
Oh, apparently he has a PhD. That's interesting. Richard teaches MBA classes at a nearby college. During a class, a student asked him how he was teaching without a PhD. He responded, "I do have a PhD." Oh, that's okay. I've been poor, hungry, and determined. That was his PhD.
That's the school of hard knocks right there, yo.
Yep. Okay, here we go. Montez's salary was not released to the public, but in 2017, Indra K. Nooyi, former president and CEO of PepsiCo, had a salary of $1.7 million. She also received over $20 million in compensation. Therefore, Richard Montanez has an estimated net worth of $14.3 million.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
All this for adding chili powder to plain Cheetos.
Plain Cheetos. Yep. Well, hey, good for him, you know?
What are we doing, guys?
Nothing. We aren't doing anything.
Okay, guys, we just need to go out and put chili powder on stuff.
Yeah.
And see what works.
When I'm at work at Winco, I'll start looking at the products and see what we can add.
Go over to the shrimp. Chili powder.
Boom.
Go over to the candy. Chili powder. Oh, man.
Ice cream.
Candy is all
Ice
like
cream.
that.
That's where it's at, guys.
Spicy ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
Spice cream.
Yeah.
Hey.
What?
Spice scream.
Yeah.
That's what you'll call it.
There we
It's
go.
so spicy.
Yeah.
How much you want to bet there's already spicy ice cream?
Oh.
There's probably a Red and Link video about
There
it.
probably is. Yeah. There are no more original ideas.
Oh, speaking of that.
Man, you are on a downer today, Troy. Here, jeez. Like every single article, like when we get to the tail end of it, Troy somehow turns it to be like depressing as all hell.
Life is meaningless.
Okay, well, speaking of that, so I did find something that I want to talk about. So I read this article earlier this week, how Disney did not come up with The Lion King. Did you guys see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Kimba.
Based
No,
off
I haven't.
of
No.
Kimba, the White Lion.
The White Lion.
Oh yeah.
Like, shot for shot, pretty much. Which, it was a TV show, I think based in Japan.
But,
It was a manga.
yeah. But some would argue that Hamlet was before that, and it's pretty much the
But
same
Hamlet
story.
was people.
Yeah. Okay. My bad.
Made up people, but still.
Well, isn't that what Disney has done with a lot of their characters, taken from like fairy tales or taken from other stories?
Mostly the Brothers Grimm.
Right.
But I mean, nothing within the last 50 years. Like, that's what they did.
So is there going to be a lawsuit? Are they going to settle? Or
No, they basically already won. They're just like, I've never seen that show in my life. When I came up with this idea, even though it's like
Yeah, I mean, come
a
on.
carbon copy.
Kimba, Simba. Come on.
there's even like Goomba and Mamone or something.
You guys should Google it and look at the screenshot comparisons of different scenes because they're pretty much the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Simba's just a brighter version of it, or the Lion King is a.
I mean, you're not, when the Disney lawyers get involved, you're not going to win.
No.
Speaking
of Lion King, the Lion King and Aladdin games are being remastered and being brought to the newest like generation of consoles.
Nice.
And I'm pretty stoked for this. Like you've been going back, Troy, and playing like a lot of like these retro, like old school games.
NES
did you ever
games,
Did you ever get a chance to play on the Sega?
I did.
The Lion King or Aladdin.
Mm-hmm. I played Aladdin quite a bit.
I played more. I would say like Lion King. One of my favorite parts. I always loved how there was like this bonus little round where you'd run around as Timon and try to catch all these bugs. I tried to catch as many as you possibly could, and there was like certain bugs that were worth more. And like the part that I could never pass, that I actually like had to pass the controller off to my brother, is this part where it's like where they're trying to, him and Nala are trying to escape, and they're running away, and they're jumping off of giraffe heads, and the giraffe heads like pop up, and like if you don't time it just right or get the perfect jump, then you miss it every single time. But man,
yeah,
I played the heck out of that game.
I didn't know that these were games.
Really?
Like,
Seriously?
This whole conversation, I'm like just blown away that they had video games for the Lion King. And
Yeah, that was a
little before his time,
right? But that was like that was a big thing that they did. Like it's not so much now. It seems like video games are sparking movies, but it was kind of the other way around, where you'd have like these soundtracks to these movies, and then you'd also have a video game that would be released around the same time, if not a little bit before the movie came out.
Yep. Yeah, so, I remember playing Aladdin quite a lot, and it's not an easy game.
No. These are way more. They're not quick time events. They're way difficult.
Yeah.
So October 29th is when those games come out.
Yes.
And it's a buy one get one. It's the same game, or both games in one cartridge.
Well, they are very similar games.
Yeah.
Thinking back on it.
I'm pretty sure when they were writing the code, they didn't have to it wasn't much of a stretch, to kind of change it up a little bit.
No. Well, let's just continue on with Disney, because it's just all Disney. All of our time. Everything is Disney. So
we are Disney.
At Star Wars Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland, you can buy these bottles of Coke that basically look like little thermal detonators. Now, thermal detonator is basically kind of in the little shape of a grenade. Well, you think, okay, say you're some family from Iowa, and so you go to Disneyland, and you got your kids and everything, and everybody gets these cool bottles of
commemorative
Coke
bottle.
Yeah, from Galaxy Edge, and you think, great, we'll take them home. We'll display them. It'll be cool. We'll save them. This will be an awesome keepsake. Then you get to the airport, and TSA says,
Not
nope,
so fast.
Sorry, you can't bring those on.
Well, it initially was from this one lady that she'd asked, she'd gone out of her way, rather than letting TSA, make this decision when they actually came across the product. She asked them. She said, say, hey, would we be able to take these? And
see, you never ask,
right? Yeah,
if
that's why I was
people say no.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it in your carry-on, but you can check it, right?
I would imagine.
You can check pretty much anything.
Oh wait, no. Replica and inert explosives aren't allowed in either carry-on or checked bags.
But these are not replica or inert explosives. I mean, yeah, you can put some Mentos in it and it has a nice pop, but no pun intended.
The Star Wars style bottles sold only in the galaxy far, far away land look too much like hand grenades, it seems. And, after all, that is exactly what they are in the Star Wars universe.
And it does have a weird language on it that they can't read.
I know. What is that, Arabic?
Sprite? This is no...
Pretty sure most of the TSA can't read English either.
Yeah,
just no reading in general.
No. I wouldn't think they go through a whole lot of
That's disappointing. So
training.
So what you got to do is just mail it to yourself, because the USPS doesn't do anything. They don't check any packages.
They don't need any heat on
when
them.
you walk in there, and they say do you have any explosive items? Is there any liquids in this? No.
Nope.
Boom.
Boom. Poor word choice.
Oh man, another story here from Disney, but
the last two are
right.
Yeah.
James Gunn will never include one song in particular in his Guardians of the Galaxy franchise. Did you guys already get a chance to read the article, or
no? I didn't.
Care to take a guess at this song?
I have the article open, so I won't look at
it.
Yeah.
I'm
guessing it's from the 70s.
Yep.
and it's probably a cheesy pop song.
Huh?
Yeah. Is it a romantic song?
More romantic, I would say, yeah.
I don't know. I hate the 70s dance. Has something to do with dance?
No. Why did you think that?
Because
he's just like 4 words. First word.
I'm not sure.
It's Dancing in the Moonlight. Have you ever heard of the song?
Yeah, I believe so. Yes.
King Horus. Yeah. The reason, like, he goes on to like explain himself, and he's just like, the main reason that I'll do this, I don't want to do this, is because I don't want to be too cliche, and like I want people to, I basically want to find these songs and these other things that they didn't know that they needed. Kind of a thing. He likes the ones that are a little bit more low key that he can help to create and make big, similar to what he did with like the franchise, and to begin with. Like nobody had really heard too much about the Guardians of the Galaxy, and he made them into like huge characters that are like on par with like Iron Man, Thor, Captain America.
It makes sense. It's his time to make songs that were underrated back then.
Yeah.
To let people appreciate how good they actually were now.
Yeah.
Right.
And like both of those albums that have been released, like with the movie, they have both made like they were in the top 10 as far as the top 100 goes. They made the top 10 list, both of them. Yeah. So yeah, he's putting together, like, it's cool, like, because you're also able to put together a cool album and a cool movie at the same time, kind of a deal.
He's also like, Dancing in the Moonlight's not royalty free yet, so don't want to pay.
Yeah.
So the last story we got here is, again, surprise, surprise, it's Disney. Have you ever wondered why Winnie the Pooh is called Winnie the Pooh and not Winnie the Bear?
So I haven't actually, and then I wondered why I'd never wondered that before.
Yeah,
come up with
right? No, I mean, I'd never called another, like, bear, like, Pooh.
Yeah.
But...
You haven't? That's weird.
Pooh Bear? Silly old bear.
Well, here's why. I'm going to tell you why.
Please do.
Let's see. But why is Winnie called a Pooh rather than a bear? And this comes from Mental Floss, by the way. Given that most children, and grown-ups for that matter, have a different idea of what Pooh is, how is the name stuck? The answer... The answer lies back in the 1920s. In fact, when first introduced by Milne, A.A. Milne, Winnie wasn't even Winnie. Initially, he went by the name Edward Bear, before changing to Winnie in time for that aforementioned official 1926 debut. The Winnie part of the name came from a visit to the London Zoo, where Milne saw a black bear who had been named after the city of Winnipeg, Canada. As for Pooh, well, originally Pooh was a swan, a different character entirely. In the book, When We Were Very Young, the same book that introduced Edward Bear, Milne wrote a poem telling how Christopher Robin would feed the swans in the morning. He told how Christopher Robin had given the swan the name Pooh, explaining that, quote, "This is a very fine name for a swan, because if you call him and he doesn't come, which is a thing swans are good at, then you can pretend that you were just saying Pooh to show him how little you wanted him."
Okay.
The 1920s were a different time.
Yeah.
I was like, are they using the same words that I know? Like,
Winnie and Pooh is what it was going to be.
Milne indeed knew what he was doing by using such a word. The names Winnie and Pooh were soon brought together, and Winnie the Pooh was born. Milne still took a little time to explain out why Winnie was a Pooh, though. As he would write in the first chapter of the first Winnie the Pooh book, quote, "But his arms were so stiff, they stayed up straight in the air for more than a week.
Like a good Pooh."
And whenever a fly came and settled on his nose, he had to blow it off. And I think, but I am not sure, that is why he's always called Pooh."
Because he's going...
Pooh.
Yeah.
Okay. Huh.
So there you go.
Maybe the fly was landing on him because he's poo.
It's kind of weird because, like, whenever you say Winnie the Pooh, you have to say his full name. You know, like with Mickey Mouse, you can get away with saying Mickey. But, like, I've never said, like, oh, look, it's Winnie.
It's Winnie.
No, I've honestly never said that. And, like, Colton, like, I'm wondering why I've never said that.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. Because they just go hand in hand now.
Yeah, his last name is the Pooh.
Mm-hmm.
He's French.
The Pooh. The Pooh. Oh. Winnie the Pooh.
Pepe Le Pew.
Yeah.
See, I feel like his explanation that he wrote in the book is kind of like, I don't know why he's called Pooh. There was a fly that landed on his nose, and he's going to go.
Yeah.
That sounds like a cop-out.
Yeah. It seemed like he had poo on the brain, though, a lot, because he was also, that was the name of a swan in his poem. And,
yeah.
And then he did that with the bear, and...
Hey.
Like this guy was
Shit happens, Troy.
This guy's a freak.
He wanted a Cleveland steamer, is that what you're saying?
Google it, kids, or don't. Maybe not.
Don't.
Maybe don't
Google image.
Don't do that.
Just go to Urban Dictionary, type it in. That'll give you the.
I actually learned it from Better Call Saul.
Really?
Where he was talking about that. Yeah, like that you can. He did one of those, and through the because it was a moonlight, like or what is it? Through somebody to like the top of their car, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's that other one? Oh. I remember now. Same character. Yeah. While you're not Googling that, don't Google Dirty Sanchez.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah. Don't Google that either. I was thinking there's something else along those lines. I couldn't remember what it was.
We have a list here, World War G, of things you shouldn't Google. Those two have just been added to it.
Yes. Yeah.
So, speaking of, like, you know, bad ways to spend your time, Colton.
I don't think it's bad ways at all, especially
dude. I can't believe
you've and making $19,000 a night.
Yes. Oh, okay.
I haven't been, but I could if I wanted to.
Yeah, that's
that
awesome.
new laptop has a 720p camera on it. I could totally stream in less than HD. So yeah, I did the math. Well, I mean, the game did the math for me. Before I came over here, or actually I was on the phone with my wife, and I told her to tell me how long I had actually played in game time.
You actually wanted her to know as well?
Yeah, she knew yesterday. So, in the game, if you type into the chat box /played and hit enter, it will tell you how long you have spent playing that character. And so I had my wife do it over the phone, and she told me it had been 1 day, 15 hours, and 20 minutes. So since Monday, I have put in 40 hours of World of Warcraft, which is just bliss. It's been so great. It's a punch to the face, but a good one.
I mean, that's a full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if a celebrity came and it was one that you were if Robert Downey Jr. said he wanted to punch you in the face, you'd probably say yeah.
I probably would.
Yeah.
So that's kind of how this has been, because it's a very hard game.
It's a good analogy there.
It's definitely changed from what it was 15 years ago. So the retail version, which I guess technically they're both retail now, but the current iteration of the game is you could put your face on the keyboard and slide it back and forth, and you'll still kill anything that you want to. Mm-hmm. But now, if you're playing and you're trying to kill this one thing and you accidentally pull this other thing to come and attack you, you're dead. You're not surviving that because it's just such a hard game.
Did you ever calculate how many times you died already?
No, they don't have a good way to look up stats like that.
If you type in...
I've probably died 14 times, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it's kind of a lot. But yeah, I'm level 24 now, so I've got, a good 35 to go, 36 to go. Oh, man, it's just so fun. I'm going to go home and play it some more.
What are you going to do once you reach level 60?
So by the time I reach level 60...
it is finished.
Phase 2 will be out. In Phase 2, they introduce their honor system, which is the points you get for defeating enemy players, and then also battlegrounds. So I'm probably just going to be doing world PvP, which is like PvP just out in the world where other people are running around.
Right.
Player versus player.
And then also instance PvP where you queue up with people and then you go into a battleground and it's your faction versus their faction and you compete over objectives. Kind of like, just like any other online multiplayer game.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I'll mostly be doing that. I might get into raiding because when, like, 15 years ago, I was 9. So, I wasn't able to do that last time.
Right.
Because it requires you to be older, usually.
You could have just typed in the computer, yes, I am over 18.
But no, it's a good game. For those of you who have never played World of Warcraft, I think that you would love it, but also be careful because it's addicting. And if you have an addictive personality, this game has destroyed lives.
Marriages and people.
Marriages, careers, anything like that. Henry Cavill, he plays.
Nice.
Wait, so what kind of a character do you play as?
I play a rogue,
Okay.
which you're able to go invisible.
More stealthy.
Yeah, more stealthy. Have
Distance attacks? Like, are they more long range?
No, they're
Up
all
close?
Up close.
Okay.
You have one ability has like a 30-yard range on it, but that's mostly just to get something to come attack you.
Okay.
But yeah, I play a rogue. I wasn't going to because they're really overplayed. But then I decided, you know what, I want to do what I think is fun.
There you go.
And that's why I did it. I don't know. I kind of want to play a druid too. They can turn into animals, which is sweet.
Oh, that's pretty awesome. Do you get to pick the animal?
No. Well, I mean, you can be a bear or like a tiger or a fat chicken
A lion?
thing.
Oh my.
Yeah. It's a fun game, and I look forward to going home and playing it some more.
Sweet.
Like, I've literally been playing all day today until I came over.
Oh, good.
It'll slow down. It's Memorial Day weekend. I don't have the kids.
That's true.
Can do whatever the heck I want.
I can do what I want.
At the expense of my wife. Thank you for putting up with me.
He's talking to us, Troy.
Yes, you two are my wives. My brother wives.
All right.
Let's put this episode to bed.
Yeah, I think that's pretty
We're going
much.
to end on the World of Warcraft note?
Yep.
Oh,
Wow.
Any of you that do play World of Warcraft and you haven't started your characters yet, I'm on Kurtonos. That's the realm that I'm on, and I play Horde. So if you want to play with me, that's where you'll want to do it.
There you go.
There you go. All right.
Henry plays there as well.
He probably plays on Fairlena. That's the streamer server.
Wussy.
Okay. So, here's where you can listen to all of our episodes. You can go to worldwarg.podbean.com. We're also on iTunes, Google Play, and at cosmicpotato.com. On the social media, you can find us at facebook.com/worldwargpodcast. We're also on Twitter and Instagram at WWG Podcast. You can find all of our merchandise at shop.spreadshirt.com/worldwarg. You can also email us anytime.
Day or night.
At worldwgpodcast@gmail.com. Remember, you can always call or text the show on Joel's line at 385-240-1692. So, this has been World War G episode 233. That has been AJ.
That has been Troy.
And I've been Colton.
Stay geeky, my friends.
It to me. But then so we start whittling them down, and then the priest from the enemy team kills that warrior as I'm killing the priest. So he died, but I was alive and the priest was dead. And so I messaged him. I was like, hey, sorry, I tried to save you, but I couldn't. And he's like, it's okay. At least the priest is dead. But then fast forward 2 hours later, I see that priest again with a big old group of people, and they see me, and I try to run away, but I can't because they're way higher level than me. And yeah, they just killed me in like 2 seconds. It was fun.
Oh, man. You just got gang.
Did. I got gangbanged. Like, legit.
Welcome to the post-credit scene.
Yes.
It was not good. It was definitely in the bone zone.
Yeah.
Like, run away. Well.
Colton got a train put on him. Yep.
It's a Cleveland steamer.
Big old smelly, steamy Cleveland steamer.
So it'll work out good for you, Troy, with FanX because you won't be working, right?
I actually managed somehow this week to have Thursday and Saturday off.
Oh, wow, okay.
So that will work out. When am I going to sleep during those 3 days? I have no idea. I'll figure something out.
Did you already have Friday off?
I already had Saturday off. See, I was supposed to have tonight off, but they asked me to come in. So,
gotta get that money.
Exactly. So I'm working tonight, but I'm not working Thursday.
Okay.
So
but you are working Friday?
I am working Friday. Okay. Yeah.
And you're working Wednesday, so you're gonna have to wake up early to go on time if you okay.
Mm-hmm.
You can sleep in the car on the way down.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Sleep on the way down, sleep on the way back, buy some 5-hour energies.
Wait, but you were able to you have
I
3
got
days
Thursday
off?
and Friday off,
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I don't work weekends. So.
All right, I'll just drive down there because I get off like at 4.
We gonna carpool?
Were you going that late?
What time are you... Wait, I thought you said you got off Thursday. Not Thursday and Friday off.
No, I have Friday and Saturday.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, so Thursday, then I guess Colton, you and I...
If you wanted to sleep in and actually get some good, decent rest, we can just wait till AJ gets off and then all go down together.
That's not a bad idea.
Either
and that way we skip the huge wait for... everything.
Getting into it.
Yeah, getting in.
It's not a bad idea.
And there's none of the good panels are on Thursday anyways.
Yeah.
Go down there for a few hours, get some pictures, maybe talk to a couple people.
Mm-hmm.
Set some stuff up for Friday and Saturday.
Yeah. I like it.
It's a plan.
Sweet.
Maybe grab some dinner while we're out there.
Yeah.
Totally.
All right. I like it. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I didn't win the Jess and Me contest.
Yeah.
Because they wanted new people up there. So
is that really what they said?
That's pretty much the gist of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They didn't want the same people, year after year, but
that's how you build a fan base.
Well,
right.
What are you gonna do?
We'll just
run up on stage.
Boo everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. There actually is a couple people that I know that are going to be up there. A couple of the singers from April are actually now going to be doing the voice acting.
See, now you should have auditioned to do singing.
I know.
Right? Yeah.
That's what I was talking about with another guy. Like, man, we should have auditioned singing. We could have got up there. Yeah. I'm trying to... So, what I was thinking... is when we're there, and gonna try to talk to like celebrities and stuff. I say we just try to talk to everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, go like table to table and just try to talk to everybody and see who will talk to us.
I like it. Because like a lot of the times we've kind of gone to the people that we're interested in going and seeing.
Exactly.
Right?
Not exactly.
That's not covering all of our fan base, And who knows what everybody else will like or appreciate.
Mm-hmm.
I also do think that we should have like some sort of like set question because a lot of the times, if you're not as familiar with their other work that they've done, it's difficult to come up with a couple of questions. But if we have like one set question, then we could almost like throw it out to our listeners to see if they've got one question that we could come up with that we could ask everybody. If you were stranded on a desert island and could only like have one type of cereal or something stupid like that,
Well, we did that before.
Yeah.
We said, what was was your favorite breakfast food?
Right.
With everybody.
Yeah. We can keep that going or come up with something new.
Do that. We could do something else.
Yeah. Just so at least we have something in our back pocket, you know, that we can like, you know,
and also
make mention.
Especially if we go to like to the on-camera people. Because I mean, with the voice actors, we know we're gonna talk to them.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
A guarantee.
Yeah. Yeah. With the on-camera people, maybe if we let their handlers know that it's just a couple questions in and out, then I think we'll have a better chance of talking to them.
One question.
Yeah.
Like, we'll give them a chance to plug whatever they're currently doing, and we've got one question for them.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
And also, with the voice actors, I want to see if they can...
plug the podcast?
Kind of.
Yeah?
But, say, Stay Geeky, My Friends, and, like, different voices.
Yes. Oh, that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
That way, instead of me saying it at the end of the episode...
Because I'm getting tired of that. I don't know about you guys, but...
233 episodes later.
I am staying geeky, Troy. Shut the hell up.
Yeah. You know where that came from, by the way?
Huh.
You know, I started that. Remember the most interesting man in the world?
Yeah.
He always would say, "Stay thirsty, my friends."
Yeah.
That's where it came from. I just started, "Stay geeky, my friends."
See, that's a much better story than poo.
I know, right?
And it doesn't seem like you made it up.
Yeah.
So any of the people that we get the Stay Geeky, My Friends with, or from, that is a voice actor, like that has an established character that everybody would recognize, we should see if they'll do it in that character's voice.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I didn't want it in just theirs. That's
like I think obviously Jess Harnell will be there. We'll see if he could do it as like Wacko.
Yeah.
Billy West will be there. So we'll see if he can do it in like, Fry is basically just his voice.
Yeah.
Your buddy's back.
Oh, hey. It's my wasp friend.
He's alive.
Here, let's get some water.
There's actually been a couple of...
They just flying in here? No, some water. Pulls out some Coke Zero.
Really jack him up, you know?
But yeah, so Billy West is going to be there. I think a few other voice actors are going to be. I'd have to look it up again, but
I like how most of the celebrities, like Colin and I, know who they are. You know, like, and then like it gets to voice actors and it's like hit or miss. I mean, we know who they're like their characters they played,
like Philip J. Fry from Futurama.
Yeah,
Ren and Stimpy. That's Billy West. Doug.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, you know who he is.
Yes.
I know. There's a few others. We'll have to.
That'd be really cool if we could just like, hey, what, you know, like ask them a question and then say like, would you mind at the very end just saying "Stay geeky, my friends" or something?
Because the Fandom podcast has done that.
Yeah,
they had some celebrities there, and at the beginning of some of their episodes, they say, "Hey, this is blah blah blah, and you're listening to the Fandom podcast," and yeah. So we can get them to say "Stay geeky, my friends."
I like this.
Yeah. Also got to remember our cards.
Oh, for sure.
So when we're up at the tables, we can give them a card.
That, not gonna lie, like does make us seem a little bit more legit.
A little bit, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Give some validity to actually what we're doing.
Plus, we have a decent camera with Colton's camera.
Yeah.
And I think, and I forgot to, I was going to ask you to bring it so we could test this, to hook the microphone up to it.
Right.
One of our microphones.
I think we could do that.
I'm pretty sure.
I think it has an input. I'll check tonight when I get home.
Yeah. Yeah, we should be able to do that. I don't think that'll be a problem, but
as long as it's got a little bit of a distance or a range.
Yeah.
I like it.
So yeah, it should be fun. Should be a good time. Yeah, if you're there, if you're headed down to FanX, Salt Lake, you see us, say, "Hey, it's you," and you can just keep on moving.
Yeah,
it's fine.
And I'll say, "Hey, you, hi, buddy,
man.
old pal."
See, it's funny though because like we don't really ever post like our pictures of ourselves.
It's true, we don't.
So they probably don't even know what we look like unless they go to our profile. Like,
well, most of us, I mean, we do have like voices that were made for the radio. You know,
we do have faces for radio.
Faces for radio.
Yeah,
faces for podcasting.
No, on our Facebook page, like our cover is
true.
us,
It
right?
is us. Yep. Yep.
So if you could like zoom in a little bit.
And I know speaking of the fandom podcast, it'll actually be their recording.
Oh, really?
So maybe we can get like a crossover picture.
Oh, I like this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Epic crossover event.
It's like A versus, AVX kind of a thing. Yeah.
So hear that, Brandon? If you're listening, we'll come find you. We'll get a big group.
We will
picture.
find you.
We will find you. Okay. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be fun.
Same.
Yeah. And this will be Colton's kind of first time going like to the whole thing and having the whole experience.
I know. I only went one time last year.
Yep.
So we'll be taking your V card.
Being shot down by celebrities.
It was like the last time. It was my first time, but I wasn't really sure if it was official or not.
Yeah.
Like
didn't know
first time.
Yeah, didn't know if it actually counted. Yeah.
Wasn't sure there was any
pain,
penetration.
So I don't know.
Yeah. Didn't last that long.
It's all sweaty.
Yeah, and you felt awkward after, and you're just like
avoided eye contact.
Feel dirty. And,
most people don't like the pictures you were taking of them.
I know, and yeah. Then you get to be me and AJ, and we're just FanX whores at this point.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Been around the block. Seen
Fantasy Con, Gaming Con, all that. We've been through it all. We've just been wet and sticky with everybody. Gross. And on that note, we'll hear you. You'll hear us. We'll hear somebody next week.
Yeah.
See you later.
Bye.